And I'm very happy to be around here in Matiliko, Nzawi sub-county. We're trying to give revision textbooks to all our schools, and especially targeting the day schools, which have been very vulnerable in terms of resources and especially textbooks. In this particular forum, we've realized that the schools are facing quite a bit of challenge, and one of the major challenges has been the issue of capitation. The capitation in schools, we have realized, has gone very low. I think right from the time of Kibaki, the government has had a very systematic way of empowering schools and ensuring that our learning institutions thrive and do their best. That's where we had the issue of free education. In the period of the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, a further policy was put in place that has been very helpful in the education system, and that is the issue of capitation, where each and every learner was allocated 22,000 shillings to enable the secondary schools and give education. Even though it is said free, the parents had to contribute very small amounts, and that has enabled most learners enroll and complete secondary school. But of recent, this has actually been a challenge where the capitation does not come in time, and even when it comes, it is not the 22,000 that has actually been in the policy. It was reduced to 16,000, and even the 16,000 does not reach the schools. We have many years whereby the schools' capitation has gone to as low as 10,000 or even lower than 10,000. That has led to several schools, and especially in my constituency, having a lot of debts with suppliers because they cannot meet their educational demands. Because when the government does not give their part of the money that they are supposed to give, the little money given by the students cannot meet the demands of education. Therefore, we have a serious outcry. This is even made worse by the fact that if they are given around 50% of the money in the year, the following year the balance is not given, which means cumulatively the schools continue accumulating debts. It is in view of this that I want to call the Minister of Education and the Kenya Kwanza government to put their house in order. The major investment we have as Kenyans is our children, and especially the provision of quality education to our children. When our children do not get quality education because of debts everywhere, and the principals who are depressed because of managing institutions without funds, I think that is not in order. I am therefore requesting the Minister of Education, in collaboration with the Treasury, to ensure that disbursement of capitation to both the primary and secondary school is adhered to. This is not an area where we can play politics, the issues of our children. I think the issues of our children should get the first priority in any budgeting, because that is our investment as a country. While we acknowledge the provision of teachers by the government, we applaud them for that. But having teachers with no money to manage the schools, then I think that investment may also go to waste, as children spend a lot of time going out of school because of lack of this money. This situation has been even made worse by a current policy that came like 2 weeks ago on the issue of certificates should be given to learners even when they have not paid their dues. Whereas most schools were capitalizing on as learners get these certificates, the school gets some income to boost them. This policy now makes it very difficult for the institutions to ever recover. So we need the ministry to come out very clearly. What actually do they want out of this public institution? Because if they have a policy that the students should not pay and the money has been spent, schools are in debt, then they should come very clearly and the government clears all the bills for all those students which we are not able to pay. Otherwise, we're going to have all the institutions, learning institutions, fail, and that is not actually our dream. So I'm kindly requesting the minister concerned, if the government cannot afford the 22,000 that we promised for free education, I think it's good to be honest enough and agree what is it that the government can do so that the planning of our schools is based on the resources available. Otherwise, I of teachers. It has come out in the recent past in my constituency. While we have so many trained teachers, we are getting supposedly teachers come out with employment letters when they have not gone interviews, while we have local teachers who were never called for an interview. I think I'm calling upon the TSC to respect their mandate in this particular country. And they employ our teachers according to set guidelines. I don't know how a teacher gets qualified when the teacher is not interviewed and goes ahead and gets a letter for employment in the bar. And that teacher comes to teach our students. This is not acceptable. And I think when I go back to Parliament, I'll bring a statement where you have to explain to us, how come we are having people who never went through interviews having letters of employment? We cannot politicize education. Let us politicize everything else, but let us maintain our education clear. TSC, it is important to know you are paid by the taxpayers of this particular country. And no political alignment that will actually give you the salary or the resources you need. All Kenyans need to be respected, and we get the right kind of teachers. In this constituency, I have teachers who have been trained. They have stayed away from employment for over 15 years. Then you get another teacher who has been out for 1 year, is employed. It makes us very worried, where we are going to have people who were trained as teachers and they will never get employment simply because of corruption. So TSC, we are calling on you to stand for you what you were actually chosen to. Follow the rules and let's have the right people employed. That's how we will respect you. Currently, I don't think I respect you because you are turning out to be any rogue kind of institution. And our Kenyans, our people are very disappointed. I don't see why you should employ somebody who has been out for 2 years and fail to employ another Kenyan who is equally qualified and has stayed out for 15 years. So I call upon the Secretary of TSC. We have had very many forums and I'm sure I've cleared my position with you. It is very important that you follow the law. You are telling us broad-based government, inclusive government. When we talk about inclusive government, it's about equal opportunities in sharing resources, sharing opportunities. We are also talking about attitudes, how you treat different people in this particular country. We get shocked when broad-based government has been reduced to removing a Kikuyu to put a Luo. You need to define what is broad-based government, because most of us Kenyans do not understand what you mean by broad-based government. If it is changing a Kikuyu with a Luo, tell us so. Then we know the rest of the people, we do not matter. Because if we matter in this government, we must matter in distribution of resources, in distribution of opportunities, in attitudes, the way we are treated as Kenyans who have a right to be in this country. Thank you and may God.